Yeah, so this is Credit Push and UpSwap, and the time now is 10:33 in the morning. It's 5/27/2022. All right, so I just kind of wanted to share my screen here, guys. Now, I've got a lot of stuff going on in the background, so I'm going to try to just isolate it to this incognito window. Let me just hide the meeting controls. So I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen Caped.io. Basically, we are a white label platform for businesses to white label a credit card solution in sort of a versatile way. You know, a lot of our primary competitors are companies like Marqeta and other kind of giants in the space that are similar to that. You know, we have a pretty diverse offering in terms of being able to white label. So this would be the what is it, B2B partner platform. This partner platform is currently in its beta stage as we continue to onboard. I'm going to use several different logins because the account experience is a little different depending on how far along you are in the process. So when somebody originally logs in, they're going to be sort of relegated to go down this little pathway where you first submit an application for approval, it undergoes underwriting, and once approved on the platform, we send you your login credentials, and you kind of go through a specific journey in that respect. So in my case, let me see here. Maybe I'm missing a capital letter. There we go. So there's nothing really popping up in my particular dashboard because I have not submitted a rate lock. So I'm going to use this account as just sort of like a primary login account. So in this particular case, when you sign in, you won't be presented with all this really cool information here. What's going to happen is you're going to go directly to customize card. In this case, you will be presented with something called a rate lock. So when a B2B partner logs in and they wish to customize their card program, they're going to be needing to submit certain rates and markups on fees from our baseline to create a card program of their own that they wish to issue to their end users. So what that sort of looks like is it looks more like something like this, where you have your application fee, you have your monthly service fee, or any kind of fee that you wish to mark up as this continues. And our baselines are something like, we don't take anything for an application fee. So anything you want to put in here is upside, basically, to your company in terms of revenue. We don't take anything in terms of monthly service fee. So, as far as billing to the end user, we do take $6 a month per account as maintenance from the B2B partner. But this can be offset by things like either high annual fees, where if we take $75 out of the annual fee. So you would have like a $199 annual fee, and you would cover the difference using the spread between the two. That's one strategy. Or you can start creating strategies like, surcharge on utilization. This particular card has 0% APR, and it's a secured card that we report to the bureaus to help businesses with credit. So we say we don't take really any APR, but we do offer surcharges on utilization, which kind of acts as a pseudo interchange for B2B partners to create revenue streams. The benefits of a surcharge on utilization kind of allows for income, such as like you have a credit limit of $1,000, you spend up to $1,000, and let's say you would get 2% on this, which would be somewhere in the neighborhood of around $200 or $20. Yeah, $20. So you would make $20, and that way you don't have to charge APR. They can pay down their bill, which would be 8% of the total credit utilized. So it'd be 8% of the total credit utilized every month, which would equate to around 12 months. So they should be able to pay that off in 12 months. And 8% of this utilization would be the minimum balance. So that way they have plenty of time to pay it off. If they don't pay it off or they miss a payment, they would incur your late fee, which would have a markup. We take $30. So you can mark this up if you want to 40. if you're really talking about something punitive, but otherwise there's a lot of opportunity here. There's over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ways to get paid for a B2B partner at this current moment. So you would submit this rate lock for approval, okay? And we would basically run it through our calculator. Now we obviously want to get a built-in calculator here into this screen, which would actually help streamline the process. You can sit there and kind of play with the numbers before you submit your rate lock. There is a disclaimer: rates once they lock cannot be changed unless approved again by the admin. The reason for this is obviously if you have a bunch of credit card users, you believe your card program is profitable, but you do have things like inflation, right? The cost of money is going up over time. Interest rates are going up, so cost of money now is more expensive than the cost of money in the future. So one of the things that you can do is once you lock this, you would need to get approval to change it. If you have 100 users that are out there with credit cards that have legal agreements attached and they agreed to your previous rate lock, then you really can't change that information on 100 people that have signed that agreement. So that's the reason why rates, once they're locked, you need to make sure that you do the math, because it is quite the process to get that rate lock changed, and you will lock in that previous group of users. Like I said, you had 100 users with that credit card. That's locked. That group of users is going to stay there when you get this edited. And then all of a sudden, all these changes will refresh the rate lock, and you'd have to submit to another 100 group of new users with that rate. Now, if they cancel, or drop out, then that's a different story, So we're going to expire the program once there's no users, and that would probably take years. You never know how long people use their credit cards. So I know I'm kind of running.
I know the answer to that one.
Say what?
I said I know the answer to that one, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, feel free to interrupt me at any time, guys, because I'm running and gunning. Any questions on the rate lock?
Few from my side. First, what is interchange and who benefits from it?
So the interchange cut is actually, good question. That's fantastic. So the interchange cut is a tiered program in the agreement. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
We don't need to have an exact number. So basically, is it proposed to split, or it stays on your side?
So go ahead, Bashan.
So interchange is pretty much the fees that are paid for by the merchant, which is pennies on the dollar. Those get split between us and you, with you taking a lion's share of that.
Okay. So next one, funding of the portfolio. Who funds it? Is what money?
We take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
T's and C's. So last one, the rate lock. So basically, terms and conditions are structured in the way that it is impossible to change within the lifespan of the card. Do I understand it correctly?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is there any chance to early terminate agreement unilaterally from our side?
Yeah, there will be
notification and whatsoever.
Yes, sir, there will be. We're working on a solution that would allow you to send, eventually you can send a sort of like a termination, like a letter of termination of the card program. Yeah. And it's just right now at the current moment, it tends to be a little complicated. So what we're doing is we're keeping the previous users at the rates that you locked the first time in the program. We're just maintaining them, but they can't be terminated at the time for the time being. And then you have the new rate lock needs to be approved by our admins. And
yeah, this one is clear. So you acquire a new vintage of customer under the new conditions, and they live under the new conditions. This is clear.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yes, sir.
So 2 other questions. Who is the processor, and what payment system do you support?